If you're watching this video, you're most likely planning to just move to or had an experience moving to a new city. And I'm assuming that very likely is on your own. And first thing first, of course, moving to a new city is incredibly exciting. Sure, there'll be lots for you to explore, it will all be fun, but eventually you'll get bored of doing all the things on your own and come to a realization that this is the late. Cheers. You have absolutely no friends. And trust me when I say this, I've been in that shoes multiple times, moving from Bangkok to West Virginia in the US and to Cheltenham and London in England. So I know that making friends in your 20s and 30s can be extremely difficult. And most importantly, it pushes us out of our comfort zone. So this is why the first thing to start when it comes to making friends, I think, is the mindset. The truth is, everyone likes to talk about themselves. It could be subconsciously, but we all just do. So in order to make friends in your adulthood, you kind of have to be interested in what other people have to say. You know, the people that you want to be friends with. This whole process should be quite natural though. I am not saying that you should fake it. Because naturally, if you want to be friends with someone, I am sure you would want to know more about that person and you would want to learn more about that person, right? So that should be the first point to start. Focusing the conversations on them before focusing the conversations on yourself. Then later on down the line, if everything goes well, then the person should want to know more about you, and that's just how the friendships work. If, however, the person has no interest in what you have to say or learning more about you, then that person is not your friend, plain and simple. So you just need to get rid of them and move on. Second, be approachable or just be friendly. Now, if you have a big personality, this should be a simple walk in the park. However, as you would have noticed so far in this video already, I do not possess that, and far from actually. I can be quite shy and a bit awkward. So if you're anything like me, then there are a few ways that I can advise that can make you be perceived from other people as being friendly and approachable. First of all, pay close attention to the person's name. As Dale Carnegie said in How to Win Friends and Influence People, a person's name to the person is the sweetest and most important sound in any language. It makes people feel welcomed, valued, and it encourages them to speak to you more comfortably. Secondly, being a conversation starter. This one was particularly tough for me at first. Being so shy and especially having to start a conversation in English, which is not my native language, was quite a barrier for me. So I know where you're coming from, but if you've done it a couple of times, you kind of get an idea of what conversation starter you can have to other people that will get a response back from them. Now, if you have a great sense of humor, it's even better to start a conversation with some sort of humor. However, for me though, my conversation starter is sort of simple, such as, "So, have you been working on anything exciting lately? Hey, good to see you. Have you been to this place before? And what have you been watching on Netflix recently?" You get the idea. Another way which can make you appear friendly to other people, and this one will come more naturally to some than others, it is a smile. I've been told many times how people think I'm super friendly and approachable just because of I smile all the time. Try it. Another mindset shift that you need to make is to say yes to any invitation. I can understand completely that life can be quite hectic, and after a long day of work and commuting, the last thing you want to be doing is socialize and talking to people. Don't be surprised that I'm saying this. In order for you to make friends, it kind of requires you to make an effort to make friends. So try not to turn down any social opportunity when you're looking for a friendship. I did this for the first 2 years when I moved to London, and it just works. It allows me to develop a friendship with my colleague, and when I was invited to her gathering with her friends, and I said yes, and now I am friend with her friends. So just simply say yes will give you opportunities to meet more people, and in turn will give you more opportunity to make friendships. Now that you've got the right mindset, the next thing is the who. And I have actually got a couple groups of people that I think you could try to develop friendships with. The first group of people is your co-workers. If you're moving away to a new city in your 30s and your 20s, then very likely you are moving there to work. So the very first group of people that you'll be encountered, that you be spending time with and socialize with will be your colleagues. And I think the best part about being friends with your colleagues is that you kind of have something in common already. Think about it, you work at the same place, so it shouldn't be that hard for the conversations to flow.
I hope you're not recording this conversation. Good.
A lot of companies now also organize social events, let it be monthly, quarterly, annually, so that gives you ample opportunity to make friends with your colleagues and to get to know them more. A bit of caveat here though, which is I don't think it's best of ideas to befriend with someone at work who could potentially have a conflict of interest with yourself. For example, befriending your direct line manager or befriending your direct subordinate. Personally, I prefer to keep relationships with these people professionally, otherwise it may just get a bit too complicated. You can also potentially develop a friendship with people who share the same interests as you. I'll give you my example. I always loved dancing, and when I moved to Cheltenham with no friends, what did I do? I went to salsa club. I did meet bunches of people on the first night, and from there I went to the same place nearly every week and managed to make some friends there because we all share the same interests, which is the love of dancing and Latin music really. So what are your interests and hobbies? Maybe you are religious, then you can go to the establishment of your belief and you can meet people with common interests there. If you always wanted to try tennis, then head to your local tennis club. If you have a dog, then take your dog to Dogs Park. Just put yourself in places that you will find people with the same interests as you, then I can guarantee you that you make friends in no time. But if you don't want to scout around, you can also stay local. Sometimes you don't really need to go far to find a friendship. Try having conversations with your new neighbors and see if they are the kind of people that you may want to be hanging out with. If you move to a small, tight-knit city, then it is probably a good idea to attend local events and gatherings so that you can meet more people locally that way. Now these are what I had learned in my years of moving around and having to make new friends all the time. But the most important thing, and the thing that I also want to highlight, is whatever you do, always remember to be yourself. If you're the kind of person that you don't really like smiling, then yeah, okay, fine, don't smile. There are other ways that you can be friendly and be approachable to other people, which I had mentioned before. So it is best to implement these tips while still being you, because believe me, making friends in your adulthood can be difficult, but you know what's more difficult? Maintaining them. So you don't want to be selling to other people with someone else that isn't you. If you found this video helpful, then I would really appreciate it if you hit that like button. I know some of you guys have moved to different cities before and some of you even move abroad, so feel free to share your stories and experiences in the comments below. I am so looking forward to read what you have to say about this topic. Anyway guys, that's it for me. Take care of yourself and I'll see you next week. ขอบคุณค่ะ Bye!